Although Fortnite OG just started, Chapter 5 leaks are pouring out already to do with the map, skins off the new surveys that just released in the next Battle Pass, with all of the updates and map changes to come revealed alongside the build up to the finale remixed end event. Stick with me for 480 to 600 seconds to get all of that intel, as you won't believe what Chapter 5 is going to entail being another remixed chapter. Don't forget, when picking up the Battle Pass or anything from the item shop, it would mean the world to me and my dog Charlie the Charcoal Pug if you could enter code FM1 inside there. Literally one of the shortest and easiest codes to enter, and I spent $100 on this cutout literally just to get Charlie to sit in front of it was actually harder. Last video I wanted to know the name of this, so here's a bunch of hearted comments on screen right now that got that right. Today, however, I want to know the name of this, so let me know down below in the comments, and if it gets hearted it could be showed on screen in the next video, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, as after all it only benefits you with us gifting different subscribers every single day, with some proof of that recently on screen right now. First of all, with us throwing it back to Fortnite OG, hopefully you guys are having a good time, especially in Zero Build, which is the first time we've been able to play Zero Build on the Chapter 1 island. If you're looking to level up fast, however, to get to level 70 to get these bonus styles that are going to be revealed in a set amount of days, it's not the fastest way to go. Zero Build the Pit, however, with the code on screen right now that you should favourite to play at the start of every season, is to get all of those rewards secured before the end date arrives, which obviously is December 2nd now. Just look at the amount of XP you can get per elimination, literally 10 if not 100 X Battle Royale, on top of the playtime XP that you don't get in Battle Royale or doesn't seem as substantial upon the match bonuses adding up at the end of a game. It's also an excellent way before Chapter 5 releases to put your skills to the test, or even improve your gun skill before hopping back onto the Fortnite OG island and showing your skills off to a squad. Anyways, with this season ended December 2nd, the first thing we need to cover is the events and updates that will be taking place. Until then, as many of you guys may know, prior to this season starting, we're getting two downtime updates, 27.10 and 27.11 being a slightly smaller one. Both of these will be bringing map changes we've literally seen teased in front of our eyes already in one of the Fortnite OG trailers, a different variant of the one Fortnite published on their YouTube channel, which the differences here of course show the meteor, frozen in time from Season X, and more specifically an event of many that hasn't occurred yet in Fortnite history, being the 0 point underneath the floating Kevin Island. Before we reveal more on that, of course, this inevitably means that Kevin's going to be spawning back in any day now. Despite the lightning striking this mountain where he already spawned in on the outskirts of Paradise Palms, data miners have pulled him into game early, showing him moving, and with the files being of course added back for him sinking into Loot Lake, this inevitably will take place either through downtime him sinking into Loot Lake and then rising, as we previously saw in the Season 6 Darkness Rises trailer in Floating Island 4, or who knows, we maybe see it as a mini event live in game, as these movements are going to be more spontaneous or sporadic around the island to Loot Lake. Either way, within these updates we know what's going to be happening, or the themes of them in terms of the seasons specified, going through until Season X now, where the rocket's going to be reconstructed with the time machine attached. As you can see, Hypex stated, first of all, there's going to be a hotfix on November 9th, which is Season 6, of course the Floating Cube Island, Unvaults, Double Pump, Clinger, 6-shooter, Chiller Trap, Porter Fortress, Mounted Turrets, Quad Crashers and Drift Boards as we saw in the trailer. The 16th of November is then going to be 27.10, which is actually Season 7's and 8's. Sloan, I'm guessing he meant to spell as, Dr. Sloan, as there's voice recordings for her on the island right now, which we've got to reveal. This will introduce also Frosty Flights and Pirate Camps, Unvaults, Flint Knock, Minigun, Quad Launcher, Itemized Glider, Redeploy, Buried Treasure, Poison Trap, Planes and Cannons. And then the final update, or second update of this season should I say, 27.11 is occurring on November 23rd, literally a week before the finale event, Season 9 and X, adding in the Meteor in the Sky and more, Unvaults, Heavy Sniper, Proximity Launcher, Airstrike, Junk Rift, Storm, Flip, Jetpack and the Bowler. Sadly, as of right now, the date specifically is unknown when Kevin's going to be spawning in. However, as FireMonkey's provided early footage for in the background, this is an event development. During Fortnite OG Phase 4 on November 23rd, under the floating Kevin Island, we will see the 0 point. Meaning during Phase 4, we have the 0 point, Kevin Island, Dusty Divot, Rocket with the Time Machine, Meteor all active at once. He's also been able to get early footage of the Meteor, which is unchanged. It literally has the scientist pod on there, which potentially could mean his voice recordings finally make sense, and for those that haven't heard them,
the 7 of us are attempting is very risky. I suspect they are not the only ones watching, but it must be done or we lose the bridge forever. I speculate that no one calculated the formation of the island, that interdimensional matter collisions would resolve rather than push. Now that I witnessed it firsthand, it's obvious that pinching alone made it inevitable. When I hear this again, will it help me remember? Or once looped, will I be just as muted as the others? No matter, it seems the lengthy precautions worked. The theorem was a success. You arrived outside the loop at the exact moment of expansion. This effectively paused the singularity, giving us time to create the devices needed to synchronize the junction. What I didn't factor was that the only way to trigger the device was from within the loop itself. thus this hasty and primitive recording, and why now I find myself looped. Activate the beacon at precisely the moment this timer reaches nothing. The 0 point must be contained once more. If they are correct, it will be the end.
At that time, of course, November 23rd also launching, we will have Dusty Diver to be preparing for a rocket launch once again. However, this time with the time machine strapped to the rocket, as you can see in the background video, which is all relevant, as of course Fortnite OG is a remixed or changed version of the past, considering we went back in time, with Sloan even being in this reality now telling Jones to basically do the mission, and the mission being with the time machine spawning in at Pleasant Park to get it strapped to the rocket, all 4 phases of which are on screen right now in terms of map changes, moving closer by the time or hotfix to the rocket before it is strapped on or even constructed in the first place. And before we move on to specific Chapter 5 leaks to do with us returning to another prior chapter, the map being leaked and even Battle Pass skins, here's the full dialogue from Sloan in all recordings building up to the construction and launch of the rocket, which of course will be the end event for Chapter 1 2.0, going into a black hole.
Jones, Sloan here. I feel like I've done this before, so let's assume I have. Alright, short version. You're back here for a reason. You're smart enough to figure it out. And it's not to change the future, by the way. Drop that fantasy right now. This is an extraction, and you're leading the way. You cannot hesitate in your duty, Jones. The world you're leaving is one of many. And there are more worlds than even you can imagine. Keep it that way. Do the job. Jones, Sloan here. That's not my first message, is it? You must be making progress. Oh, you're screwing everything up. If you somehow end up back in the now, I will destroy this reality out of spite. Not that that would stop you from somehow bumbling back into my orbit. There's a reason why it's always you and me, time and time again. One of these times we're gonna get it right. And I'm pretty sure this is it. Jones, Sloan here. I've definitely left this message many times before, so get right to it, huh? This is the first time in countless lifetimes that I don't know what happens next. We're both heading off into the unknown. I guess this is goodbye for this me and that you. But we'll meet again. Reality's not done with us yet. Keep the campfires burning, Jones. Wherever and whenever you go.
It doesn't seem like they're friends, to be honest. It just seems like there's a mutual understanding for the greater good of what has to be done in those voice recordings expressed. One thing is for sure though that I don't think is for the greater good is Mech's Return, and we initially got teased toward this kind of happening with the Mecha Morty skin, of course having its own trailer, and since Chapter 1, of course after them being vaulted, they've never returned, but with us now being Chapter 1, Hypex says the mech is updated to potentially return at the end of Chapter 1. I believe this will have to happen considering the construction of the rocket required parts from the mech expressed through one of the loading screens through a reflection in the visitor's kind of visor or mask that we still don't know who is underneath to this day, but people speculate it's Donald Mustard. After all, it's been linked through foreshadowing that he was going to retire in Chapter 3 through dialogue, and then Donald Mustard this year, despite even teasing in his retirement post we'd be returning to Chapter 1 with another end event. He of course disclaimed in this post, despite love and gratitude being shown, that he is retiring from Epic Games being the CCO. This would be a perfect way to solidify Donald Mustard's legacy to do with the Fortnite storyline, making him the visitor's true identity. And speaking of the crazy things Donald Mustard's brought us in the Fortnite multiverse, believe it or not, he's done even cooler things for celebrities, such as showing Drake in this clip I'm about to show right now an early snippet of Season 4, being the aftermath of course of the approaching comet or meteor, then shown in the Season 4 trailer, but before all of this was publicly available.
Alright man, here is your sneak peek. This is one of the new characters from the Battle Pass. Here's the aftermath of the new lobby, and here's one of the new emotes. It's gonna be awesome.
That's right, Drizzy Drake got an early look at Chapter 1 Season 4 before anyone else, simply because, well, he's Drake. Moving forward from Chapter 1 ending this time, however, into Chapter 5, as you see by the title, we've got official leaks for literally our first look. The first thing we know is to do with the event a teaser from Hypex pointed out, we wish you a lot of fun in the upcoming Fortnite OG weeks, and the Big Bang right after, implying the universe entirely of Fortnite is going to be reset, as the Big Bang, for those that don't know, is realistically just known for the start of everything in our own world. Despite Fortnite's player base peaking, as Sheen has stated, you know, as we approach Chapter 5, Fortnite currently has more than 6.1 million players, yet again breaking their all-time peak ever since Epic Games made player stats public. Yesterday, during the first day of Fortnite OG, when he tweeted this out, the game peaked at 5.5 million players. It seems the momentum of Fortnite OG isn't slowing down, but what does this mean upon Chapter 5 rolling around as we're going into another island completely, which we're about to reveal? Once again, Sheena, the codename for this, he revealed shortly after that tweet, or the tweet after I've just read out, Chapter 5 map codename Helios, which as Denny pointed out links to the Greek mythology codenames of the prior chapter maps, and stated where it's often mixed or represented as the Apollo. Apollo is the Chapter 2 map codename. The two hold slight differences. Are we going back to Chapter 2, or maybe it's a remix version? Keep that in mind now as we reveal the work in progress version of Helios in the files that data miners have found. Leak Chapter 5 map whip or work in progress version, and as you can see, this has a lot of resemblances to what we saw at the start of Chapter 2 when we initially got revealed to a new world of Fortnite, a brand new whole island for the first time. Of course, with the link in the codename to Apollo being the codename of the Chapter 2 island already kind of correlating the two maps of Chapter 5 and Chapter 2, Pixie pointed out a lot of similarities in the structure or how it was made if it wasn't already visibly obvious, saying Chapter 5 is definitely an alternate or remix version of Chapter 2. As you can see, a very similar snowy bottom. We also have a location in kind of the same areas, even a kind of similar center point of the previous Chapter 2 island. With the map Helios initially being leaked by PQ, the work in progress for Chapter 5, he then had more leaks to show, including Chapter 5 map is currently set to use Chapter 2 water and the Chapter 4 grass models, of course again correlating to Chapter 2, with a slightly Chapter 4 feel from just the overall aesthetic of the island overall. He also tweeted out two random textures for the Chapter 5 map, being first coast terrain and second is for some roof structure of buildings. And despite it not looking so on the map, it looks like according to Aiko, we're going to be seeing a kind of sakura biome or more cherry blossom tree biomes on the Chapter 5 map. This was all because from that source he linked in the tweet that this roof that I already showed that PQ tweeted out about is a sakura roof, which also comes with cherry blossom trees within that particular biome. Speaking of the Chapter 5 map, once again Kumar's taken to Twitter stating the Chapter 5 map Helios uses the largest size to date of any island for the biome material, 3,500 meters. However, the playable island is never the same size as the material, and when sized appropriately, the playable size is about the same size as the rest of our previous islands, comparison to Chapter 4 island below. Further confirming it's kind of a remix or mesh mashup of Chapter 4 and Chapter 2, but more specifically Chapter 2, as we're ending Chapter 1 at the end of Fortnite OG, going into another black hole, so it only makes sense for history to repeat itself once again. And despite the Fortnite Rocket League racing mode including so many things on screen right now to do with different maps we can race on, of course upcoming in Chapter 5 upon its start with a mini battle pass, believe it or not, introduced within this mode itself is a new collab being Fortnite X Cars. Lightning McQueen from Cars is getting added to Rocket League, and Rocket League cars are coming to Fortnite during Chapter 5, obviously for the Rocket League racing mode once again as Hypex stated. And talking of collabs, one that we thought was literally the whole update for this month-long season, being a LEGO season collaboration in itself that never came to be. Hypex tweeted out November 4th, Fortnite X LEGO and Fall Guys. Fortnite are working on porting Fall Guys Beans for a minigame, and they're also working on a LEGO mode where you play as LEGO characters and build shareable worlds that have enemies, towns, combat LEGO llamas, ship cannons, music and more. Of course the llamas are getting a revamp like the Jujutsu Kaisen collaboration, but will look like this, the LEGO llamas, or the first look we have at them officially off Epic Games. And despite on Fortnite.gg there being a ton of unreleased survey skins that we would all love to see upcoming in the Chapter 5 Season 1 Battle Pass, as the Battle Pass of course isn't in this season, it's the OG Pass, hence why people have been stating on Twitter or screenshotting from Fortnite's website that the Battle Pass will be returning next season, without them wanting to directly declare or confirm it's going to be called Chapter 5, although it will be. As of today, a few hours ago when I'm recording, FireMonkey tweeted out, here is all 40 Fortnite survey skins split into 4 images for easier viewing if you don't want to leave or go to Imgur, being the website where they're all posted on. I'm going to rotate these slowly on screen as I talk a bit about them, and a common theme with a lot of them that you'll be seeing anyways, feel free to pause the video anytime to get a better look at any of these 4 images containing a ton of skins, is there's a ton of food-based skins. Of course, Peely's gone down a treat in the past, we have him remixed this season as Lil Split, and despite it looking like we're getting a lot of previously remixed skins once again upcoming or even rotating throughout the item shop during Chapter 5 or Chapter 2 remix launching at the end of Chapter 1 OG. FireMonkey made a tweet about this himself, stating one of the most common themes from the newest 40 survey skins is a theme on food. Seems like more people from Tomato Head / Cobb reality could be coming to the game in the future. Drop a like if you're hyped for Chapter 5 or learned something new, and subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on so you don't miss any future leaks or uploads on this. Don't forget to try out the Pit Zero build with the code on screen right now to level up insanely fast before Chapter 5 arrives so you unlock everything. If you haven't bought the OG pass, don't forget to enter code FM1 before doing so. But speaking of other videos, click either of these YouTubes recommended you on screen right now, it's a good suggestion. session whilst you wait for the very next upload I do publish on the channel.